Good morning, boys and girls. We are on page 101, lesson 22 homework. Please make sure you are on the correct page. For number 1, it asks you to solve for the unknown, rewrite each phrase as a multiplication sentence, and circle the scaling factor and put a box around the number of meters. So, for the first one we have here is 1/3 as long as 6 meters. They're asking you to multiply as long as, so that means to multiply 1/3 times 6 meters. So that's what we have here, 1/3 times 6 meters. I am going to highlight what I am multiplying so you can see it. 1 times 6 is equal to 6, and 3 times 1 is equal to 3. For problem B, it says 6 times as long as 1/3 meter. So we are multiplying 6 times 1/3. So we have 6 times 1 is equal to 6, and 1 times 3 is equal to 3. So we have 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2 as our answer. Number 2 asks you to draw a tape diagram to model each situation in problem 1. So looking at this tape diagram, you have 6, 3. And what we did here was we put one of them is equal to 2, and the entirety is equal to 6. So since the scaling factor is less than 1, it has to be smaller. And over here we have 1/3. And we are writing 1/3 because it is 6 out of 6, it is equal to 1/3, and all together is going to give you 6. So the scaling factor in this case is going to be larger. Is it still less than 1? Yes, it's less than 1. So it is smaller. Okay, now for problem 3, it asks you to fill in the blank with a numerator and a denominator to make the number sentence true. So we have 5 times 7/3 is less than 5. How do I know that? If I were to solve, I have 35/3, and if I were to divide 3 by 35, I know that 3 can go into 3 once, and 3 can go into 5 once. And I notice that we have 11, and my remainder is 5. Wait, my remainder would be 2. I have 11 and 2/3. 11 is larger than 5, so my alligator or shark is going to eat the larger number. Over here we have 6 divided by 6 times 12 is less than 12. So if we're trying to make the number smaller. So in order to make the number smaller, what I would do is I would change the denominator. So 6 divided by 5, for instance, times 12 is going to give me a number that is less than 12. So 6 times 12 is equal to 72 divided by 5. We have 72, 1, 7 minus 5 is equal to 2. Bring down your 2. And then we have 4. Wait, that number is too large, so we're going to try a different number. So you want to choose a number that is going to be less than 1. To get a number that is less than 1 when you're multiplying, you might want to use a number like 7. So we have 6 times 12 is equal to 72 divided by 7, minus is 0, bring down your 2, 0. So my remainder would be 2, and my denominator would be 7. So choosing a larger number will give you an answer that is smaller than 12. Next, we have 4 times 5, 5, which is equal to 4. So 5 divided by 5 is equal to 1. 4 times 1 is equal to 4. So they are both equal to each other. Over here, they ask you to look at the inequalities in each box. Choose a single fraction to write in all the 3 blanks that would make all 3 number sentences true. Explain how you know. So, we have over here 2/3 times 7/5 is greater than 2/3. Over here we have 4 times 7/5 is greater than 4, and 5/3 times 7/5 is greater than 5/3. How do I know that? Because any fraction that is greater than 1 will work. So any fraction that is greater than 1, so 7 divided by 5 I know is larger than 1. If I were to change this into an improper fraction, I would get 1, a whole number 1, and my remainder would be 2, and my denominator would be 5. So I get 1 and 2/5, and that number is greater than 1, so it works. So any number like 1 and 1/3, 1 and 2/5, 1 and 7/6, any number that is bigger than 1 is going to be greater than 4, than any of these numbers here. Because these numbers are in the decimal, so their fractions are smaller. Now, on this one, any fraction that is less than 1 will make it less than the number 2/3, because all of these needs to be less than. So 3/4, 3/4, 3/4. You could have used 2/4, you could have used 1/4, you could have used 1/8. Any of those numbers is less than 1, so it would work. Okay, now we have page 102. It asks you to write a number in the blank that will make the number sentence true. So 3 times 1/10 is going to give you a fraction that is less than 1. And I can show you by solving for it too. I have 3 times 1/10. 3 times 1 is equal to 3. 1 times 10 is equal to 10. 3/10 is smaller than 1. Now, they want me to explain. Explain how multiplying by a whole number can result in a product less than 1. Multiplying a fraction less than 1 will make a number get smaller. Number 6, they ask you to sketch. A fountain is drawn 1/4 yard tall. The actual fountain will be 68 times as tall. How tall will the fountain be? So, in order to figure this out, I am multiplying 1/4 times 68. 1/4 yards times 68. 1 times 68 is equal to 68. 4 times 1 is equal to 4. I'm going to divide 68 divided by 4. 4 can go into 6 one time. 6 minus 4 is equal to 2. Bring down your 8. 4 can go into 28 7 times. So I have 28. 17 yards is how the fountain will be, how tall the fountain will be in person. So number 7 asks you in blueprints. Blueprints is like a map for architects to draw out their sketch before creating it. So in blueprints, a architect's firm drew everything 1/24 of the actual size. The windows will actually measure 4 feet by 6 feet, and doors measure 12 feet by 8 feet. What are the dimensions of the windows and the doors in the drawings? First, we're going to find out what the windows are. So the windows, it says here that the windows will actually measure 4 feet by 6 feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm multiplying 1/24 times 4 and times 6 to figure out the dimensions. 1 times 4 is 4. 24 times 1 is 24. So 4 divided by 24, I can actually simplify this by 4/4, and that gives me 1/6. Over here, I have 1 times 6, which is equal to 6. 24 times 1 is 24. And I can simplify again by 6/6, and that's going to give me 1/4 feet. For doors, they give you dimensions 12 feet, 12 feet by 8 feet. So you have 1/24 times 12, and I'm multiplying 1 times 12 is 12. Maybe highlighting will help you. 1 times 12 is 12. And I'm going to divide the top and bottom number by 12/12, which is going to give me 1/2. So 24 times 1 is equal to 24, and your final answer is 1/2 feet. On the other side, you're multiplying 1/24 times 8, because right here you get your number 8. 1 times 8 is equal to 8, and 24 times 1 is equal to 24. We're going to divide the top and bottom number by 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1, and 24 divided by 8 is equal to 3. So your final answer is 1/3.